Hey friends, it's me, the Ebony Otaku, the well-rounded nerd. I have finally gotten to my final Universes Beyond Warhammer 40k Commander deck. And it is themed on a species in the universe that I probably know the least about, which is probably why I have avoided it for almost 2 years now. Today, I'm going to crack open the Tyranid Swarm Commander deck. Now, I've been having a lot of fun with Magic. I've built my first deck. It was Lord of the Rings. Testing it out, seeing how it works. I'm not sure I'm going to invest any more in that deck. My next one is going to be a Bloomborough Commander deck that I build myself. But these pre-builds, what are they called? Pre-configured decks are a really good way to start playing this and the Jumpstart. Because with Jumpstart, everyone has, the set number of cards, you crack some packs and you play. It's a good time. And then with this, with Commander Precons, for the most part, not all the time, but for the most part, if you're playing a pre-configured deck that's not been modified, then people are starting on a decently even playing field. And if you actually want to play the game, like not win in 3 turns, like, but actually enjoy playing the game, it's kind of the way to go. And if you don't want to, bust your brain trying to figure out how to, build a deck, precons. So I've been really enjoying these. The other precons that came in the Universes Beyond connected to Warhammer were the Abaddon deck, which that was my first deck I got. I got that almost 3 years ago now. It was one of the first things my now stepson got me for Christmas when I was dating his dad before we got married. I was like, yeah, that's a good kid. So he got me that deck. But then the next year, my husband, it was our first Christmas together married, he got me all 4 of the Universes Beyond. So that came with another Abaddon deck. So I've got 2 of those. One for travel, one for home, I guess. I really like that deck. And then I started playing with the Necron deck a lot. I really like the Necron deck. But then I've started playing Inquisitor Greyfax, the Greyfax deck, and I understand how it works now. I'm out here killing it with that deck. You thought dog meat was good? You figure out Greyfax? Girl. But now I don't know much about this species within the Warhammer world, so I'm not sure what to expect from this deck. The good thing is I have a set of dice that I think are going to match it decently well. I didn't know what to do with these. I can't remember if I ordered these or someone gave them to me, but I think theme-wise they will match these very well. If you look in the box at like the color scheme that's going on here, I have another deck box that I've not started to put magic in yet. So this will be, it's a 2-tier tumbler, so 2 double-sleeved 100-card decks can go in here. Brand new. What? Magnetic. Yep, we're leaving that in. You know how she is. But of course, it's like a magnetic cover, so, and that's how it closes. It's really nice. I've got a pink one like this too, but it's already got decks in it. It's got 2 Warhammer decks in it. But it's got the nice drawers that pull out. I really love this. And then, where you can like put your tokens and dice. I use dice as counters when I play. So like, oh, I've got double of this token, because at some point you run out of token cards. Or if you're not using your phone or something as the point counter, you can use the spin down dice, the D&D dice, to count your life, your health and stuff. So happy with that. And I've got several sets of sleeves to choose from, because I have 3 packs of sleeves that have not been used. But let's crack it. Let's not delay. Unboxing, opening, whatever you want to call it. From what I understand, and someone correct me, because again, I only know about Warhammer what I want to know. I don't know everything. I'm real Space Marine. And even with the Space Marines, there's only certain Space Marines I really invest in knowing all the things about. Looking at you, word bearers and birth children. I just finished painting 10 accidental Ultramarines my husband ordered. Well, he didn't order Ultramarines, but he ordered 10 dudes off of eBay. A couple sprues that should have been 10 guys. And he thought that they were going to be the Mark III armor, and it came in, they were Mark VI. And for what he needed them for, they weren't going to work. So he's like, you want them? I was like, sure. And it turned out they were mismatched sprues. So every build on those dudes is illegal. but they look great. And I just finished painting those, and I did it in a week after work. So all told, like 6 hours of work, because I used them to practice airbrushing on to see if I could do tiny airbrushing. Turns out I can. If you will trust your washes after you're done airbrushing, good things can happen. These are just little tokens that come with. I don't really keep these because I use dice, but it's part of the package. So let's open it up. Let's see who our commander is. From what I understand, again, correct me if I'm wrong, the Tyranids are the youngest race in the Warhammer world. Like, there are dreadnoughts older than the Tyranids as a race as a whole. I don't know what a dreadnought is. That is the entombing of a soldier, of a space marine, into basically a tank body. And they put them to sleep when they don't need them, and when they need to bring the hammer down, they wake them up. And they go out, they slaughter, they do their thing. I'm just poking out the tokens. When you get these commander boxes, get all the tokens and stuff that come with it. I have so many of these now because I have 5 decks all told. So I don't really use them, but hey, here we go. I'll put them in their little tray. Here we go. And then, of course, you get a themed life counter, which I do actually use my little life counters. I like little stuff like this. So it's got commander damage on one side and, like, the 40-point health on the other. So I've got that, set it to the side. And my 70th one of these. Ooh, is that a... she likes to read the stuff. But the dreadnoughts, knowing that dreadnoughts can live for thousands of years because they're not always active, that kind of makes it interesting with the Tyranid lore. Because, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know a ton about the Tyranids. I'm just going off of what people have told me who do play the Nids. Or is it the Tau? Am I confusing the Tyranids with the Tau? One of those two races, the Nids or the Tau, are super young. It might be the Tau. I got an email. I'm going to check it without my glasses. Word. Awesome. That was quick. Y'all can't read my email. You always get a little deck box. I don't really use these, but I have them. I'm going to do something artsy with them probably because, I'm into putting stuff on walls. And I'm in the process of redecorating my son's new room. So any extra magic stuff I have, I'm probably going to use as like fun artsy stuff for him. Is it the Tower or the Nids? One of them is super young. But I don't know anything about the Nids. So let's read about our, good cosplay. I like her. So let's read about the Tyranid Swarm here. Let's see here. Playing the deck. The Tyranid Swarm. She likes to read. Reading voice. The Tyranid hive's fleet hunger is inexhaustible. It constantly evolves, swarming from planet to planet, stripping each of its biomass and repurposing that material into more Tyranids. This deck has access to vast amounts of mana, and cards that can make full use of that mana at any stage of the game. Some of those cards have a ravenous ability, which allows you to pay any amount of mana as part of casting the spell. The more mana you spend, the larger the creature that enters the battlefield will be. If you spend 5 or more mana that way, you get to draw a card. Play these creatures early in the game to establish a presence in the battlefield. In the late stages of the game, you can spend your resources to have your ravenous creatures enter with 5 or more +1/+1 counters, drawing cards and overwhelming your opponents with gigantic creatures. Oh, so there are 2 commanders in every deck that they recommend. The primary commander is this guy, the Swarm Lord. Actually, he's on the box. Oh, I took the box apart. Where's the little fancy version? That's not really the card, but it looks like it's the card. I threw this away too soon. Good thing it's still here. But here he is, the Swarm Lord. Oh, there's more tokens over here. I gotta say, Magic the Gathering, your packaging is... Y'all got this down to a science. Very, very efficient use of advertising real estate. Here he is. The Swarm Lord. Oh, he's ugly. Alright. The Swarm Lord. With the Swarm Lord leading your forces, you can commit your creatures to the battlefield without fear. If one of your creatures with a +1/+1 counter on it dies, you can simply draw a card to replace it. The Swarm Lord itself become more powerful with each time you cast it from the command zone, meaning your opponents will be loath to kill it from fear that it will come back stronger than ever. Ooh, that's what Rankle does. That's my husband's favorite deck. It's a fantasy magic character, but every time he plays the Rankle deck, we're like, because when you kill it and it comes back, it's worse. Secondary commander is Magus Lucia Kane. Ooh. Spiritual leader. I like her. So that's the one I was like, ooh, good cosplay. Yeah. I would do that. If you choose Magus Lucia Kane as your commander, you can supercharge your ravenous creatures. Lucia is a potent source of mana and has the ability to make copies of the spells you cast if those spells contain X in their casting cost. This means that each of your ravenous creatures will be doubled. Lucia can also help your creatures build up +1/+1 counters over time, powering up the mini cards in the deck that can take about +1/+1 counters. Oh my, those are both crazy. So, about the Swarm Lord, the Tyranids are a swarm of monstrous predators who sweep through the galaxy like a plague of locusts, stripping every planet in their path of biomass. Oh, I already talked about this. Yep, okay. The Swarm Lord has existed as long as the Tyranids themselves. Should it fall in battle, the hive mind reabsorbs its consciousness through the synaptic web. It can then be regrown to lead new conflicts, sometimes thousands of planets in a swarm away. Woo! And then on the Magus, the Tyranids have evolved many specialized organisms to break the resistance of prey populations, none more insidious than the Gene Stealers. Oh, that's where the Gene Stealers come from. These hunched four-armed monsters infiltrate human population planets by hiding in spacecraft. Once they have established themselves on a planet, they capture people and modify their genes so that their children will be alien hybrids, fanatically loyal to their gene stealer patriarch. These gene stealer cults, oh, now it makes sense, fester in secret until they grow strong. When the cultists feel the psychic signal of an approaching hive fleet, they rise up in revolt, throwing the planet's defenses into confusion and making the inhabitants easy prey for the Tyranids. One such cultist is Lucia Kane, a magus of the star kindred of Gleptid Reach. She is a fourth-generation hybrid, nearly human in appearance, and possessed of powerful psychic abilities. Lucia is the supreme prophet of her patriarch, and her control over the star kindred is absolute. Her hypnotic powers cannot be resisted except by the strongest will. The imperial commander of the Gleptid Reach obeys her every command, making it easy for the star kindred to operate nearly in the open upon the planet. Lucia has taught that the planet's sun will be swallowed up by a dark glory of the void on the day of reckoning, which will not be long in coming. Okay, I like her. So I might use some of these as decoration in the son's new room. He really loves magic. I'm doing an orange-blue theme because those are his favorite colors. It's a whole thing. I'll have to show it to y'all. I'll probably record myself decorating the room just because it's going to be super nerdy. Barely an inconvenience. But yeah, okay. Okay, Nids. I didn't know much about the Nids. That's good to know. What I love about these Universes Beyond decks, like the Lord of the Rings stuff and all that, is the way that they have crafted the powers of the cards and whatnot is directly related to the lore. So if you know the lore, you kind of understand how it's going to work, and it actually gives you a little bit of a commonality with it. It makes me more excited to play. I love the Universes Beyond. So let's crack this pack. I'm packing. All right, so the lands are usually in the back with the token cards. Yep, there's all my lands. I'm going to separate. Oh, God, it does have a lot of land. Holy cow. Those are special lands. Rugged Highland. Oh, my God. It's... Holy cow. Okay, wait a minute. So let me take the token cards out quick and show y'all why I'm all like, about it. Ooh, there he is. There is my Swarm Lord. Ooh, he's shiny. I love the shiny ones. This is like the display card. It's not the real commander card. This is a collector. He's a legendary creature, Tyranid. Rapid regeneration. The Swarm Lord enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it for each time you've cast your commander. Holy cow. So he comes in as a +2/+2 and he's already a 5/5. Oh, it's a 3-color deck. Fudge. Whenever a creature you control with a counter on it dies, draw a card. So even when he dies, I still get another. Oh, he good. We like him. Okay, so this is the land. When I built my deck, I was told like a 70-30 ratio is good. 30, because there's 100 cards in a commander deck. So like 70 playable cards and then like 30 lands, including your special land. This is the land, this is the deck. That's more like 60-40. This is a lot of land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 special lands. So things that do stuff like when I cast it, like Mountain Forest. Be focused. Focus! There we go. This one's a 2-color. Enters the battlefield, tap to let you control 2 or more basic lands. There's a couple of those. So Game Trail. As Game Trail enters the battlefield, you may reveal Mountain or Forest card from your hand. If you don't, Game Trail enters the battlefield tap. So, yeah, that's a lot of land. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 33. So 33. So a little bit higher. Not quite 60-40, but more land than I put in my other decks. But I guess you have to because it's a tricolor, and there's a lot of these split lands in here that let you decide what color they're going to be. Come on, light, catch. There we go. I'm trying to record natural light while I have it. So, interesting. So, the Magic Instruction card, which I should probably keep that. So, my tokens. Here is my Tyranid Gargoyle. He's fun. Alright, token Tyranid Creature. Anything else different in here? Oh, just a random ass Tyranid. Sorry, children. I try not to swear. Oh, yep, we already looked at him. So those are my tokens. Cool. Alright, so I've got my tokens. I'm going to put them in their little token tray where they belong. Get in the tray. Never to be seen again. Alright, they'll be seen again. Alright, in the token tray with the dice. So yeah, I feel like the dice are going to match. And what's interesting is the boulder that I hadn't used yet already looks like it's themed to this particular deck. So that's kind of great. I love it when my themes match. Makes me happy. Okay, so here is the actual commander. We already looked at the Swarm Lord. Cool. And then here is Magus Lucia Kane. Spiritual Leader. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put +1/+1 counter on target creature. Psychic Stimulus. Add blank when next you cast a spell with X in its mana or cost in its mana cost, or activate the ability with X in its activation cost this turn. Copy that spell or ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. So that's awesome. So I need to keep these out and separate so I can put them in a different color sleeve so I can easily find them. I gotta choose. So let's look at some of these. I don't know anything about these. She is a M. He's an M. I know there's rare, common, uncommon. What is M? Somebody tell me what the M stands for. I could go look it up, but comments for the algorithm. Okay, so blue, green, and red. My, this is going to be fun. So a Tyranid human, so one of those cross ones that they talked about, with Necromuntal Touch. Whenever a creature attacks you, it gets -1, until end of turn. Whenever a creature attacks one of your opponents, it gets +0/+1 until end of turn. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. I don't know enough about these to be enamored with the art. Let's see here. Tyranid Human, Heavy Rock Cutter. Whenever Acolyte Hybrid attacks, destroy up to 1 target artifact. If artifact is destroyed this way, its controller draws a card. So if I destroy somebody's artifact, they can pick out of their deck. That's not fun for me. Tyranid Mutant, Ravenous. This creature enters the battlefield, but I could destroy one of mine and draw a card. This creature enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. If X is 5 or more, draw a card when it enters. And it has Trample, Heavy Power Hammer. Whenever Aberrant deals combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls. Oh god, he's brutal. Wow. Here's an actual Tyranid, a gene stealer. Pure strain gene stealer enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters on it. Vanguard species, whenever pure strain gene stealer attacks, you may remove a +1/+1 counter from it. If you do, search your library for basic land card and put it into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Interesting. Let me see if I can find something really pretty. The Tyranids aren't pretty. They're ugly. Maybe this is why I've never been interested in them, because I don't nurgle in this house. I do enjoy Horus as a character. Nurgle, not so much. So, that's why she will never build any Sons of Horus or Luna Wolves. Nurgle. It's gross. Oh, this one's not so ugly. Oh, this is another land. Oh, there is more land in here. So I did not pull out all the lands. Oh. Where's my little land pile? Oh, right in front of me. Oh, so this one is a unclaimed territory. Enters the battlefield. Choose a creature. Add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast creature spell of that type. So another land. Wow. There is a lot of... Okay. There's land in here that was not in the little land stack in the back. Oh, this one's cool. This is a sorcery called Farseek. Only costs 2 to cast. Search your library for a plains, island, swamp, or mountain card. Put it into the battlefield tapped and shuffle. So this just lets me go get more mana. Okay, so this is a very interesting deck. Here's an instant called Harrow. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice a land. Ooh, search your library for up to 2 basic lands and put them into the battlefield. And it doesn't say they have to be tapped. Interesting. It's ugly. It's just my personal aesthetic. I like the pretty shiny. I'm finishing up my entries for the painting contest this week, so I'll have those ready. I cannot wait to show you. Like, I printed out some beautiful 3D bases to showcase them on, that I'm painting those as well. Like, it's a whole thing. I'm being utterly ridiculous about it. Oh, here's an interesting one. Sorcery. Search your library for land. It's called Rapid Growth. Rampant Growth, not Rapid. Oh, here's one, an artifact now. Arcane Signet, add 1 mana of any color to your command. Oh, add any of your color's commander's color identity. Another land. Okay, so I was right. It is about 40% land. Well, the summary said it was going to be land heavy too, so I don't know why I'm over here trying to be shocked. Oh, here's a rare. Okay, legendary creature, Tyranid, advanced species. Whenever a red source you control deals damage to 1 or more permanents or players, put a +1/+1 counter on the red terror. He's called the Red Terror. I'm not sure that's politically correct. I don't care. Oh, here's another rare. Human Tyranid Artificer. Clamavus. What a name. Proclamator Hailer. Each creature you control gets +1/+1 for each +1/+1 counter on it. Wow, so if it's got like 3 +1/+1s, you get 3 more +1/+1s, and now it's like a 9/9. That's crazy. Here's another rare. Rapacious Hunger. Harrowspecs. Whenever another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Harrowspec, devouring monster. Remove X +1/+1 counters for Harrowspecs and add X mana of that color. Holy cow! So if he had like 10 on him, I could kill him and add 10 mana and then do a whole bunch of bad stuff. This is an interesting deck. I might learn more about the Tyranids and the Gene Stealers now. Oh, a flyer. I was wondering if I was going to get any flyers. Tyranid Gargoyle, Sky Swarm. This is Gargoyle Flock. At the beginning of your step, if creature entered the battlefield under your control this turn with a 1/1 blue Tyranid Gargoyle creature. Oh, create a 1/1 blue Tyranid creature. So this is one of those create a token cards. Cool. Okay, so I was right. It is about 40% land. It's 60-40. Interesting. Icon of Ancestry. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creature you control of the chosen type gets +1/+1. Look at... Oh, and I can pay 3 to look at the top 3 cards of my library. And I can reveal a creature card of the chosen type from among them and put it into my hand. Put the rest on the bottom of my library in a random order. So, okay. This is an interesting deck. The boy always wants to Warhammer on the weekend. I'm not Warhammer, Magic on the weekend. So I think I'll go ahead and sleeve this up this evening, and I will magic with it. So I've got several choices in sleeves. I just did my Lord of the Rings, and it came with some teal sleeves because I bought that boulder at the Haggle Day. And it had sleeves in it. So I just used those sleeves for that deck, and it matched the aesthetic for the deck as well. But I also have these pink diamond sleeves that I've not used yet. These are kind of pretty. We mostly use dragon sleeves in this house, but there are these iridescent sleeves that one of the shops here introduced me to, and I kind of love them. That's pink diamond. Are these okay? So these are the same one. I've got two of the pink diamond. I've got orchid, which is kind of a purpley color, which that might be a good contrast to the box. I like that. And then of course I've got one more set of teal. So this one is called Aurora. Let me not name it wrong. But yeah, so just teal. I'm kind of liking with this one the purple kind of contrast well with it, I think. Because maybe like teal on teal is too much teal. So what do you think? These two together? That's what I'm thinking. I've got plenty of inner sleeves. Let me grab the inner sleeves out of here to use on this deck. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I have a nice sleeving project for this evening after I do some painting. So that'll be fun. It's so funny because when I was building my Lord of the Rings deck, my son kept asking me, he's like, I can look at it if you want to. Honey, let me try it first. Yeah, but just let me tell you if the cards are good. Let me build my deck. Yeah, but I can tell you if your deck is good. Can I build it first? Oh, well, let me just make sure. He's so cute. He's hilarious. He really loves magic. So the fact that he loves magic so much is part of the reason I got back into it, is it's an easy way to spend time with the family doing something that my family enjoys doing. So I'm into it. So I'm going to keep this boulder out and put my other sleeves up. All right, so this is my next project. Boom, sitting here on the desk, and I'll get those sleeved up. Well, that was fun. What an interesting deck, right? All right, well, we'll see how I'll report back how it plays. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.